I'd like to call the Board of Works to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Nina, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Mayor Lynch?
Here.
Member Collins? Member Lewis?
Here.
Member Sanity?
Here.
Member Williams?
Here.
We have the approval of minutes from October 26th.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the October 26, 2021 meeting.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion by Steve, seconded by Jamie. Are there any discussions, questions? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Mayor, can I
yes.
ask the next question? What about the minutes from the October 12th?
You know what? I noticed that when I was doing the minutes, I was like, oh,
We
so they'll be on the
tabled them
next,
last
yes,
time.
they will be on the next.
Okay, thank
2
you.
weeks.
Thank you, Steve. We have no unfinished business. Let's move on to new business. Special event request for Tag Day request for City Point Church. And I don't see anybody here. I think Amy's out of town.
Was there anything in Dropbox on that?
I just got this morning. It just says raise money for conference.
What is the date
The 13th.
of November?
This
Oh.
Didn't they just have one like 2 weeks ago?
That's this weekend.
Yeah, it is this weekend. I don't believe it was this church. I think they had a different event.
Dan, do we have to have them here?
If you have questions for them, Mayor, but if you don't, they don't have to be here. But it's a good idea for them to be here if you guys have questions.
I know that Diane spoke with Scott from PD about it this morning.
Okay.
He knows that they are familiar with the process. He didn't seem to think there was a problem with it, but
What is the date again, please?
it's this Saturday.
It's this coming
So it's
Saturday.
the 13th from 9 a.m. to noon, and yeah, there's no great explanation in this other than that.
Yeah, it's
And they've got the designated intersections in there that we've got. I mean,
They've done this before?
yeah.
They've done several. I mean, Amy works here at the park. She knows the,
It seems like, Steve, somebody said that, was it you, Steve, that just said you think that they've done this recently?
I thought it was just about 3
Yeah, it
months.
seems like it was on the agenda.
Because she talked
Because
about,
Amy came up and talked
and it
about
was
it.
raising funds for their conference for the kids to go, yeah.
I thought it was a special.
I
think it
thought
was a
they had an
special
event.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought so.
Well, anyway, since they're familiar with the process, I'll make a motion to approve the tag day for City Point.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Scott, seconded by Jamie. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have a change order, 2-2021 in the paving Phase 1.
There's no one here.
AJ's out of town, so
Doesn't
all
say
of
any-
these
yeah.
pay apps, if no one's here,
I can't speak to them.
we'll have to table them.
Yeah, I thought Sandy normally attends and explains. Sandy Cole. She's
Yeah.
attended in the past, correct?
Yes, but I didn't see her today, so.
Well, I'll make a motion to table number 2, 3, 4, 5 of our agenda to the next meeting.
I'll second that.
We have a motion to table by Steve, seconded by Scott. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Best equipment quote, sanitation department.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I did email the proposal for best equipment. Much deliberation and discussion amongst the employees and the mechanics of sanitation. I had them research their equipment, what they would best fit the needs of Portage. We finally settled with best equipment. Within that proposal, there's the first page is 2 grapple trucks at $261,817.17 with a grand total of $523,635.52. They also we're also going with 1 rear loader at a total price of $260,592. Page 3 is we're going with 2 leach rear loaders at a total price of $625,644.80. And then the final page is 2 automation right-hand trucks, total price $796,871.20. These have all been submitted to the Sourcewell contract. It's a government pricing that has been all approved. These prices have been approved. And the one thing that's going to be applied to the total of all this equipment, it comes to $2,206,743.52. We did submit for it's called the Volkswagen settlement. That was approved through IDEM, and it was awarded to the city in the amount of $549,689. And that will be applied to that $2.2 million equipment price. We are in the process of also submitting for another grant, which is going to be an 80-20, which will be applied to the difference between those two. So the 2.2 and the applied Volkswagen settlement of $549,000 will bring the final cost, not the final cost, but about $1.6 million. We're going to apply for that 80% grant. It's, Mayor, can you remind me of that one?
NOFA.
NOFA.
It's a NOFA
The
grant.
NOFA grant, it's an 80-20. That's going to be approximately a little over $1.3 million in grant money that's going to be applied to the 1.6 here, which, when it's all said and done, the city will be responsible for about $331,410 on this equipment purchase. So in order for us to get this going, I need board approval on the purchasing of this equipment. Any questions?
Yes, I do, Randy. Thank
Yes.
you. Good job, by the way. I know this grant has been forthcoming, and you've been working on it. It's great news. Just sourcing. This best equipment company, I've heard of them. So Sourcewell contract, this is a purchase through a state pool of equipment, or how do we know that we got the best price and there isn't a competitor out there that we should be seeking quotes from?
Well, with Sourcewell, it's like walking into, I'm just going to, Sam's Club.
Okay.
You see purchase, you see TVs up there on the, and then you could pick the best TV that fits your needs. Not necessarily does the other competitor have a cheaper price, but the employees believe of our sanitation department that this is the best equipment. Not that,
Best equipment.
No pun intended.
yeah, for our sanitation needs.
I see what they did there.
Other competitors have, we've gone through McNeilis, we've gone through New Way, we've used them, we've brought them, I mean, we've had them for years. We're seeking out a new vendor, and this is what the employees of sanitation believe, that this is best. So with Sourcewell, it's all government approved pricing. These quotes have been submitted to Sourcewell. The government has approved as those legitimate bids for that best equipment. So
Yeah,
I
and
don't
I'm
know
not
if that-
questioning the
Yeah.
legitimacy
Yes.
of this source for this equipment. You know, we've had some
Yeah, I know what
history
you're
and
talking
some
about.
issues in the past where, in my opinion, we didn't seek all the sources that were available to make sure we got the best price on things. I'll just leave it at that. And I want this board to feel confident that, because I know nothing about this equipment, I know nothing whether that's the best price we can get, the most competitive price. And to me, and I understand the sense of urgency here, but to me, if I was gonna go out and buy a car, I'd first decide what car I wanted, what I wanted on that car, what were the features, and I then would present those specifications to 3 or 4 vendors and say, okay, give me the best price on this vehicle. My question to you, have we done something similar to that when we've sought this pricing for this equipment? With the understanding that there's been some input by our employees who have to use the equipment, that this best equipment company provides the type of equipment, but I don't know, maybe I'm confusing. Do you folks understand my
I think
point?
the other thing, Scott, not to correct you, but we have been working through South Shore Clean Cities on all of this.
Okay.
I mean, they are kind of like the ones who are guiding us through this process, because these are CNG vehicles, all of them.
Okay.
And so I think that we've had a lot of different eyes on this. This has been pretty transparent, actually. And just to let you know that it'll be probably well over a year before we even get this stuff. Maybe longer because of how things are going in today's COVID age. So, does South Shore Clean Cities go out and do they shop around, or what is their process?
Thank you,
No,
Mayor.
they encourage Sourcewell. They encourage the Sourcewell government pricing, so we could go out directly through Sourcewell.
So maybe some of the
Seek out a
confusion
vendor.
is that Sourcewell, I'm understanding, is one of those government entities that they do the vetting. They go through the request for quotes, and people have to meet certain criteria to get on their list.
Okay.
So.
It's like being an approved vendor.
Yes, yes.
Through the state.
And so they do
Through
the.
the state,
Through
yeah.
the state. So they do all that for us. We go there, the people, we look at the, like, almost like his Sam's Club, but instead of having a card, they have to go through the vetting with the state to get on that list.
And so then, like the furniture with Grandma Letter and Pulse, they're part of the state, like, EQP and quantity pricing type of thing. The state's already done the vetting process, so you don't have to do it.
Right.
If you purchase from that.
Well, I just wanted that to come out publicly,
I guess I
so,
would just be more concerned if we don't get the grant, are we on the hook? Because I don't know how we pay for that.
No, I thought, Randy, I thought I asked you that question previously. If we don't get the NOFA grant, then we just tell them we didn't get the grant, and so we are
That's correct.
out of the process.
But with Ryan Liskis working, that is a very promising grant that we're gonna get, so.
And NOFA goes through NERC. I don't know what that acronym stands for. I mean, they did tell me, but I can't remember what it was. But it all runs through NERC as well. So those are pretty promising things when you do that. But also, I think in the final end, Nina, correct me if I'm wrong, we did put money in from the stimulus money because the ARP money allows for fuel efficiency vehicles and things like that. And that's why we put some of that money off aside to see if we could pick up the balance of that.
How much did we budget in the AARP plan for those types of things? I don't have that plan. in front of me.
Well, I can bring it up, but I thought we looked at Randy's situation, and because it's CNG, we were allowed to put into like a 500,000, so
Yeah, and the balance is gonna be
less.
around 300,000.
331.
Okay.
I mean, we have to go by.
I feel more comfortable now. Thank you, Attorney Whitten. I'm just a little skittish when it comes to spending this kind of money, and we want to make sure that we've exhausted all of our sources, so we know that because of our fiscal responsibility, that the money is being spent wisely and properly.
Completely understood.
It doesn't list, it's lumped into the infrastructure and IT improvements to the tune of 2.1 million. It doesn't give a line item.
But I think the committee had some guesstimates in there.
Okay.
And I don't see that in here right now. Sorry. Too much dust in City Hall these days.
Mayor,
Yes,
I
honey.
just want to
Yes.
address this to Scott. I understand where you're coming from, when you're making major purchases, but I think at one point we can't micromanage. If you're appointed a department head, you should be able and to understand all the procedures. If not, I think the mayor has a reason, and I'm sure you talked with both the clerk treasurer and the mayor on this, right?
Oh, I've communicated very
Yeah.
well with the mayor.
Many times.
Okay, so we have to put the responsibility on you that you're not presenting something that we are overpaying for or something, you know what I'm saying?
Understood.
So, that's good.
I appreciate that, Mr. Sonny.
Yeah, no, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
If he's the department head, he has to do all the research. He has to present it to the mayor and the clerk treasurer and see where he's gonna get that money before he can come here, and we have to approve this, and it's not, $1 or $2, you know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I'm looking, we did plug in 500,000 for CNG vehicles.
Okay.
But, the one thing about the ARP plan is it's very fluid, and we're always subject to the government making a new change every week. So, so far that's what we've kind of tentatively plugged in. So, just to let you know, but again, for members of the Board of Works, we wouldn't even get vehicles for over a year, right, Randy?
Yes, once this is ordered, we're looking at probably the end of 2022, beginning of 2023, before this equipment's here.
It's crazy.
That's
But I
because
got-
of the markets.
We gotta go back to the same question. We're all counting on getting that Nova thing. What happens if it falls through?
Then we don't get them.
Then we just,
But-
We just cancel the order?
okay.
I mean, we may be able to pick a little bit out of there because we did get the Volkswagen grant, the 539,000. So maybe we could get one or two things out of there.
Okay.
Thanks, Randy.
Thanks, Randy.
So I think Randy's seeking
So I'm
approval
seeking-
from this board to move forward to, with the NOFA grant to see if there's, if the board will allow them to do that. So that's where I'm at.
So, in your motion, it's got to reflect the $2.2 million worth of equipment. So $2,206,743.52 is what we're seeking to purchase. And then those settlement and the NOVA grant will be applied to that balance.
So we need a motion.
Is that correct,
That's
Attorney
correct.
Whitney?
He's looking for a motion to
Okay.
approve the purchase. I suppose you could put subject to those grants, but
I'll make a motion that we move forward with the best equipment purchase, the amount of $2,206,743.52, contingent upon the receival of the Nova grant.
I'll second that.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Randy. We have the Dunewood Trails Phase 1 Settlement and Release Agreement. Dan, is that you?
that's me, Madam Mayor. Thank you. So this is, I brought this in front of you. I've already had this in front of the Stormwater Management Board. So what this is, I'll give you the 100-mile high view and I'll keep it short. So many years ago, the First Financial Bank issued a letter of credit of about $285,000 for a pond restoration on this phase 1 of this project. This land, for various reasons, has been passed around with more than a deck of cards. But the end result is the pond restoration is what's left to be done on this line of credit requirements. And so the bank had reached out and said, listen, we're a bank, we're not in the development business, and we're not in the pond restoration business. Can we just give you the money to restore the pond and release our line of credit? So with many meetings with both Dan Commenda, our stormwater engineer Luke Sherry from Christopher Burke, AJ Monroe, we kind of went through what we thought it would cost to restore the pond, or do the pond restoration project. Actually, the bank sent over our request a estimate that they obtained from a reputable local business that does this as to what their estimate would be to do all the restoration. Sent all that to our engineer. Our engineer did his workup, came up with some numbers, and then, at my request, added another 20% on top of that for contingencies. So at the Stormwater Management Board, both AJ, Dan, and Luke Sherry all suggested that this was a very safe and fair number. So $90,300 would be paid over, and we would then go through the process of obtaining someone to do the work and restore the pond.
And where is this pond?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and I'm not quite sure where.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. Dunewood Trails Phase 1.
Someone's got to help me with that one.
Is that the one off Stormy, or is that the one off Lakewood? Lakewood. Thank you, Dina. Dina, were you looking to see
Yeah.
if the approval for City Point was, that was approved?
Okay.
That was
We just
approved.
didn't want to, we were late, I'm sorry. We were told 11 o'clock, so I
Okay.
apologize.
So normally I wouldn't have had this in front of this board. Frankly, I probably would have just had the Stormwater Management Board approve it and be done, release, almost like a bond release like they do. That's what we're doing here. But since however, the original letter of credit was issued, and now the subsequent settlement agreement, the City of Portage is named as a party, so I felt it appropriate to have both boards approve it. Since the city's a party, you're the appropriate board to approve the settlement.
And the stormwater is going to be responsible for seeking the vendor to do
Yes.
this restoration?
Yes.
So our only role is to approve accepting this dollar amount to be paid to stormwater.
Yes.
All right, I'll make a motion that we accept the settlement agreement for the release of $90,300 to be paid to stormwater for the restoration of the pond that's associated with Dunewood Trails Phase 1.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. And Scott, when you go up Lakewood, you tee right into Dunewood Trails.
Okay, thank you.
So is that in your district? No, that's in
Collins.
Collins District? Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, yeah.
Which side of Hamstrom?
The north,
It's the west
It's-
side.
where it comes to an end at Porch Avenue.
Oh, okay.
There's that subdivision.
Where Stormy is?
No, if you go up Hamstrom to Lakewood,
Yeah.
right there
Right
before the railroad.
Yes. And
Then you
right.
go straight, you go left, and you tee right into Dunewood Trails.
That is Mr. Clem's.
And I'm sorry, I just don't know where this pond is located. That's the part I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly. I haven't gone back there and walked, but yeah, that's the development.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. We have bulk item appeals, Randy?
There are none.
Yay! Good. And we have the claims, and I believe there's a change in the claims.
There was, it was 4,000 and some change. There inadvertently was posted twice, so that was removed. And Diane was supposed to email me, but I don't see it, that it came through.
What was posted twice?
There was a claim for 4,000 and something.
To
that
whom?
was taken off. Hold on, let me see if she sent it.
Yes, is that the sanitation landfill services?
Yeah, it
On
was.
1015, it's on page 3.
Thank you.
Looks like it was posted twice
And
to
then-
Ileana Transfer.
Yep, and then there was, 2 credit card claims that had $11.20 and $1.48 tax on it that had to be removed because we can't pay sales tax.
So then, Nina, what would be the amount?
So the amount of the new docket is $256,668.96. So
256, 6 what?
668.96.
Are there any other questions on the claims?
Yes, I have one, Madam Mayor.
Okay.
Let me get to the page. Page 4. So I see that we're renewing our contract already with, it's a leaf renewal through Proven.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's just, those are always monthly charges. LEAF is for the copy machines throughout the city and for City Hall. City Hall was the first one that was done, if you remember, amidst COVID, which is my office and the mayor's office, and then there's another lease, which is the rest of the city. And then also another payment for a lease is the 138 workstations that we move forward with, and some firewalls and switches.
But this is for 2022.
They're a 5-year, it's a 5-year contract. And
So where we're-
these are monthly payments.
I think he is looking here, Nina, at this 24,000 where it says LSAP renewal. I think
Yeah.
that's what he's looking at.
$24,338.37.
Yes.
What is the LSAP renewal for 2022? LASAP.
I don't know. Hold on.
Well, I'm going to ask that we strike that from the docket until we know exactly what's involved there. So I'll make a motion.
Hold on a
Hold
minute.
on, I'm emailing Diane real fast to have her see if she can pull it real quick, because it could be time sensitive. But
So,
that's not an amount that I'm familiar with at all.
we'll let Nina look that up and we'll come back to that. And we'll go on to major illness claims with Dan. Do we have any?
Oh, yes, Madam Mayor, there were 2 that I approved, so I would ask the board to approve those 2.
Make a motion, we approve the 2 major medical claims that Dean has approved.
We have motion by Jamie, seconded by Steve to approve the major illness claims. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. So we will check this LSAP thing out first and see
Thank you,
what's going
ma'am.
on. Thank you, Scott.
It's the 22 renewal?
Yep.
next year.
I've never seen, yeah, and I don't know. I used to be able to remote in to the financial system for my iPad, but I can't anymore, so I have to ask.
So when I go back and look at historically things they've called LSAP, it seems like it's the annual laserfish support. That's what it is. So it's
I've never
the,
seen anything else yet.
yeah, when I look at like this invoice from November of last year, there's something called the LSAP renewal, and then it says annual laser, and then it goes
That would be
down.
about the right amount.
Yeah, so it looks like it's, and I can't give you any more detail other than, it looks like it's the annual, the Laserfish software annual package. I'm guessing on the P, but that's my knowledge about it.
What was P stand for?
I don't know, I guessed.
Package.
Package, program, people, please, pay, but, so I don't have,
I could pull up the original.
but it looks like back from like in November of 2020, the balance due was $59,980. But that may, I don't know what all that constitutes, but what they were calling LSAP was Laserfish support.
Laserfish support
Oh,
plans.
okay.
Laserfish support plans. That's what it is.
Plans, yeah, I guess every
Plan.
possible P in the world, but plan. Yeah. If that helps.
I'm looking this up too.
I've got it right here, let me see. It is for Laserfish. Laserfish Software Assurance Plan.
I blew the A and the P, but I got the first two right.
And it's for, actually, it is due in November, but it is for the service, the time frame of February of 2022 through January 31st of 23.
Okay, so it's an annual payment.
Yes, and this is for, and it includes the licenses, support, the instance on AWS. That's it. This replaced,
Tyler,
yes, thank you.
Tyler Technologies.
Yes. Which was like 250 insane like that?
Yeah, it was a lot more. Well, that's good. Thank you for the explanation.
Okay.
It just popped out. Yes. Okay. I
Too
don't
many
think-
acronyms, Scott.
Yeah,
I
I
know
know,
the
it's
LSAM
tough.
threw me off, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're used to saying the whole big word, laserfish.
And I can't say it with an accent because I feel weird.
Nina, what was that total after we took out the double charge?
256, 668, and 96 cents.
Thank you, Steve. I didn't see it.
Okay, everybody, are we good? Scott, do you have more questions?
No, I don't have any more. That one's the only one I had, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. So we will need a motion to approve the 256, 668, 96.
I make a motion to approve the claims for this meeting at $256,668.96.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Steve, seconded by Jamie. Is there any further question? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Is there any other business to come before this board? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Adjourn. Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mayor.